Guys, I have a book review on the second book of the Natural series. I just finished this book last night, so I thought I might as well give you guys a little review. Basically, to give you guys a preview if you haven't read the Natural series yet, there are 5 main characters: Cassie, Dean, Michael, Leah, and Sloan. They're all under this program called the Naturals program that the FBI made. They're supposed to be working on cold cases that the FBI have not been able to solve. They give them these cases to them and they solve them. In this book, they start working on active cases. Like, obviously, you know, without the FBI knowing. If you've read the first book, then you know a little bit about Dean's father. Basically, in this book, he is the mastermind. Yeah. Behind a lot of the murders that are happening. But, you know, he's in jail. So, how is he in control? A girl dies. I'm not gonna explain how she dies, so you guys can figure that out when you read it. Basically, a girl dies in a university and her body is just left on university campus out in the open for everyone to see. And basically, the resemblance of her murder is very similar to the killings of Redding's murderers. So we get a new agent. She has relations with people in the house already, so plays a really big part in the book as well, especially towards the end. If you read this book, then you know what happens in the end. Guys, the scene in the woods, spectacular. I was so hyped during the scene. Like, I was like, yes, Cassie, yes, Cassie. So yeah, there's a lot of times in this book where you're gonna be like so hyped up, and then there's gonna be some times in the book where you're like so certain you know who the killer is, but then you get like plot twisted at the end and you're just like, whoa, wait. There's definitely a big plot twist at the end of this book as well, and it's really, really good though. And someone is going to be a little bit upset at who she chooses at the end. So, you know, read the book. Thing I would like to mention, I really, really, really like how she makes these chapters called You. If you've read the first book, at first it was a little bit confusing because you're just like, is she talking about me? No, you're in the killer's shoes. You get a little like inside of what the killer is thinking, inside the killer's mind, and it's so good because it also helps you, like, you know, try to, you know, pinpoint who it is. But I feel like you're never right at the end of the books. Like, you're never right. There were so many times like throughout the book where I had to cover like the page to not spill myself because I was just like, oh my goodness, what's gonna happen next? So this book will always have you on edge. You'll be thinking about this book 24/7. I feel like that's with like all of her books. I haven't like read the last 2, like I've said already, but you will want to keep reading this book, trust me. I'm not a big reader and I finished this book in 4 days, so that tells me a lot. Like, that just says a lot about this book. I don't want to keep, you know, saying too much. I definitely recommend this book if you're, again, interested in murder mysteries, a little bit of romance, and I feel like it's just a really good book series for like us teenagers to read because it really like hits those certain points that like at least I personally look for in a book. So yeah, I think you guys will definitely enjoy this book. If you haven't even read this one yet and you're thinking about like purchasing the Natural series, I would say get it. You will, if you're not a big reader like me, you'll be flying through these books. They're so good. I hope you guys enjoyed this short video. I will definitely be doing more reviews on the next 2 books, so stay tuned for that. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Bye.